Good evening, guys. So today we are going to talk about Ielts and its Ielts speaking. Actually, we have already talked about something about the introduction, like the modules and everything. So today we will be discussing everything about Ielts speaking marking criteria. Okay. So before beginning, I wanted to tell you something. Some of my friends, not really my best friends, like some friends, they've asked me something about like if anyone's going to watch my videos or not. They had a doubt, something like that. So I wanted to tell you that I actually don't care, because maybe it's because this is something that I wanted to do for a long time, and this is more like an exercise for me, getting out of my comfort zone and doing something that I always wanted to do. This is something more like that for me, not like getting how much viewers or followers or something like that. Okay, so anyway, so now skates. IELTS speaking marking criteria. So there are 4 modules in this video. The first part is we will be talking about the different parts of IELTS speaking test. There are 3 parts obviously. So we will talk about that first. Then we will be moving on to the reasons for getting low scores. Then we will be obviously moving on to the key parts where we will be talking, or we will be discussing about the different ways to avoid these mistakes. Then 4, we will be discussing the 4 key skills you will be assessed on, which is our most important part of video. Then obviously in part 1, examiners, they will ask you something about most of the questions in this session will be very familiar to you, because the examiners will be asking you some questions like how's your studies, and whether you are working or studying, or whether your family is good and what kind of family you have, small family or joint family, and obviously questions about your hometown, your likes or dislikes, questions like that. And these questions will be easy to answer, as you obviously know all about yourself and your life. But ഈ ഒരു പാർട്ടിൽ നമ്മൾ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യം, എപ്പോഴും ഒരു 1 word ആൻസർ, യെസ് ഓർ നോ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഒരിക്കലും ആൻസർ ആയിട്ട് കൊടുക്കാതിരിക്കുക. ഓക്കെ, then coming to the part 2 session. Part 2 session, examiners obviously they will give you a cue card in a white paper, and they will also give you an additional paper to write down your notes obviously. Then ഈ നോട്ട്സിൽ നമുക്ക് ഡ്യൂറിങ് അവർ സ്പീക്കിംഗ് സെഷൻ നമുക്ക് ഈ നോട്ട്സ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, ദേ വിൽ ഗിവ് യു അഡീഷണലി 1 minute to prepare that topic. So during that time, utilize that time. First of all, you don't really need to write whole sentences, but write small bullet points what you're going to the topic on, and utilize that points to talk about. Okay, and also these questions will be more abstract in nature to encourage you to explore ideas and concepts. Then coming to the part 3 session, and this will be more of a dialogue between you and the students, which will give you the opportunity to really express your thoughts and ideas about the topic. And also you can't always expect something that is related to the cue card. Okay, it's absolutely depends on the examiner. They can ask you anything they want in this session. The next session is why low scores. So what are the reasons for getting low scores? Most candidates, they don't really understand what is actually required, and we will be discussing that in the end of this session. And also, it's not a test of your knowledge or your intelligence. Okay, you just need to say the exam. You won't be assessed on the content of what you say. They just want to know whether you are able to speak English or not. That's all they care. Okay, and also you need to in order to score in task. So in this session, you need to remember that you don't really need to talk about everything. You need to speak at a length on a given topic using appropriate language and vocabulary and everything. To organize your ideas coherently, link everything, and express and justify your opinions, and also analyze and discuss and speculate about the ideas that you are talking. Just എന്തെങ്കിലും ജസ്റ്റ് പറഞ്ഞു വെച്ചു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ആ ഒരു രീതിയിൽ എക്സാം അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യാതെ, ജസ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന എന്ത് തന്നെയാണെങ്കിലും ആ ഒരു ടോപ്പിക്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈവൻ ദോ ഇഫ് യു ഓൺലി ഹാവ് 1 reason to give, then ആ ഒരു റീസണെ കുറിച്ച് പ്രോപ്പറായ ഒരു എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷൻ കൊടുക്കാൻ മാക്സിമം ശ്രമിക്കുക. The next session is our the marking criteria. Okay, Marking criteria, I think most of the people know how it goes. Marking criteria എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് മെയിൻ ആയിട്ടും നമുക്ക് 4 ആയിട്ട് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ, ടാസ്ക് അച്ചീവ്മെന്റ്, പ്രൊനൗൺസിയേഷൻ ആൻഡ് lexical resource and everything. So we will be looking at that now. So yes, there are 4 marking criteria in IELTS speaking test. Okay, the first one is fluency and cohesion. Second one is vocabulary and grammar. The third one is pronunciation, and also there is vocabulary. Actually, it's also known as lexical resource. Okay. Fluency and cohesion എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, like fluency, it means actually using linking words and talking at length and without pauses or without self correction, and also the examiner needs to understand what you're speaking. And when it comes to cohesion or the coherence, the way that ideas are organized and also the way that you connect, and also the way you use linking words and everything matters in this session. The second session is vocabulary and grammar. Actually, in vocabulary and grammar session, you need to use a range of words and paraphrasing. Like, I think if you are learning IELTS, then you already know what synonyms means. You need to use a range of synonyms. You need to use a plethora of vocabulary in this session. And also you can use collocations and, use as less as common vocabulary as much as possible, because it's really important that you are not repeating the words over and over and again. So try to avoid that, and also try to avoid the mistake of making tense mistakes. It's really important when it comes to grammar session. You should not allow yourself to make tense mistakes, and also you need to use a range of sentence and structures like compound and complex, and also use a range of grammar tenses, put the prepositions and connectors properly. Just try to look at this structure. The next thing is, the next marking criteria is pronunciation. In this session, you need to be able to understand throughout the test. The examiner need to understand you clearly, and also you should be able to use intonations, and also your accent, it should not affect the understanding of the examiner. And also the accurate word and sound pronunciation is also important. Hi guys, so I made some mistakes I made some mistakes during the video. Like, first I created the video, then I kind of recorded the audio, so there were some mistakes in between. But anyway, in our next video, I will again tell you something about the speaking in detail without these problems. And again, in the next video, we will be talking about IELTS writing and the criteria for writing exams and everything. So bye.